it's going to be tough to get it. You know, I firmly believe that. But we got them now. So let's embrace them. Let's welcome them. Coach Kemp.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Come on, baby. Let's go. Okay, but just a few notes I've got here. Mayor Henderson asked me to come out and talk to you guys for a second. Thank you, by the way, Mayor
Yes, sir.
Henderson. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes my wife says, "Remember what time of day it is." When I wake up to go somewhere and do something, she's like, "These folks ain't gonna be awake for all that. You gotta tone it down just a little bit, because I got like this full fire. I got a number 10. She said, bring it in at about a 5. She's a pretty good judge of where I need to be a lot of times. So I try to listen to that. Welcome to the party, sir. What's your name? Brandon. Coach Camp, nice to meet you. Here was my thought. So whenever I spoke to Mayor Henderson just a few seconds about this, I thought, well, maybe it'd be important to kind of embrace the moment that we're in. All right, and that being a new beginning. For those of you that don't know me, a lot of friends up in the house today. I am from Walls, Mississippi. I grew up in Twin Lakes subdivision, used to be Walls, of course, now it's Horn Lake. Started out with the Walls Volunteer Fire Department, my very first ever fire thing, anything. Hancock, good or bad, a lot of it has to be attributed to you, so I hope it's more good than bad. Because when they say, where'd you get your training? I'm like, started out with Hancock, that's where it all started. Went to Walls Elementary, right? I know, right? It's trajectory, right? So I went to Walls Elementary. We were just talking right before we started. These pews are the very pews I sat in at church right up the road at First Baptist Church of Walls. So Walls is very important to me. It is dear to my heart, and I beg to disagree with one thing you did say, and that is, as long as you're around and you ever want me, you always, always, always have my number. And I will be here if at all possible, I promise you. Look, not to call it out or anything, but this is a true story, and it just happened recently. Y'all had a teen summit here at Walls. One of my true passions and desires is to not just be a positive voice in the world, but more importantly, be a positive voice to the next generation. Let's face it, time is quick, goes fast. All of a sudden, one day you wake up, next day you don't. Not to be morbid on the stroke thing, but it's real, it's just life. We see it on a regular basis in the fire service. So what you have to do is prepare the next generation to be ready. Mayor Henderson forgot to call me all week. What time did you call me?
I called him about 12:05.
12:05. Now what you need to know is your heart got to stay on go. I was asleep with Ambien in system. If y'all don't know about Ambien, that takes you into a drunk world. I don't remember our phone call, but my wife does, because she's next to me. And she woke me up the next morning and said, "Are you going to Walls?" And I said, "What are we talking about?" She said, "Mayor Henderson called you and said about the teen summit." I said, "Well, what did I tell him?" She said, you told him you would be there. I said, "Well, my God, I'll be there. What time is it?" She said, 9 o'clock. I gotta go. But that's my heart. I didn't have to be conscious to know I needed to be a part of that. There was never a second thought, because I never even had a thought. But that's my point. That's my point. Your heart will take you where you need to be. So keep your heart in the right place. So in a new beginning, here we are, brand new. There's always this enthusiasm, unbridled enthusiasm when you start anything new in life. It doesn't matter what it is. Look, I teach school. Just a short history for those of you that don't know me. I'm coming out of Walls, Mississippi. Nobody, just a little bit old kid, knucklehead. Had a lot of dirt on me, ran barefoot most of my life. Don't let me do it now. Step on one Lego, I'm down for a month. Back then, I could walk on anything barefoot. I went into the military, got out of the military, got on the Memphis Fire Department after I left the Walls area. It was actually 3 years in DeSoto County as a firefighter paramedic. Then went up to Memphis, did a career up there, retired. Now I'm a professor at Southwest Tennessee Community College. One thing that stayed true all along the way as I had new beginnings was enthusiasm. Let me ask you guys, Coach, let's just be a little bit of that part where it's interactive. What creates the enthusiasm? You can say it. Come on. Emily Parker, give me something. What creates enthusiasm?
What creates it?
Where does it come from on day one?
Like new ideas.
Possibilities.
Yep.
Hope. The idea that tomorrow could be better than today. But what happens in time as the grind starts to happen? See, anytime exactly, it starts to go down. But why is that?
Tired.
You get tired. Maybe some of the things that you set forth to achieve and accomplish did not come true or the way you thought it should be, right?
Yep.
So that becomes all of a sudden dejection. And you get entrenched in that. You start feeling like that's the only path that we're going to go. But if you go back to day one and you remember what the possibilities were, those possibilities never change. But sometimes the way we go about achieving those possibilities have to change. See, the goal can stay the same, but the path may have to change multiple times. Look, I'm going to speak medically for a second. You have a heart attack. Does that mean that you're absolutely dead? No. But what might they have to do to get the goal, which is your heart beating, going again. What is it? What do you got to do? Maybe you got to have bypass surgery. It's different paths to the same goal. Your heart keeps beating. Well, that's life. Life is going to throw you obstacles. Life is going to give you difficult moments, and it's going to be easy to give up and throw the towel in and say, forget it. Why did we even start this process? I want to take you back to this moment right here in time, right now. Right now. Because whatever that reason is that you found yourself in this position right here in this room, whatever that reason is that Mary Henderson woke up and had it on his heart to call me to come down here and talk to you, I do believe in one thing. There is a higher power. God has a purpose. The moment you forget that is the moment it's easy to start to become dejected. Now, it's real easy for me to stand up here and feel like a preacher because I'm looking at my pews that I grew up in. The difference is I ain't getting smacked in the back of the head by my dad right now. That's a good thing. See, I grew up in old school where hitting was acceptable. I want to hit you on the back of the head. I want to make you remember this moment. I want you to realize that why you're here has a purpose. Walls need you. You guys need you. I'm going to speak real quick. I know you said how much I got, like 10 minutes, because I can go an hour, but we probably ain't in it for an hour. Here's what I want y'all to know. And by the way, Emily, give me I'm not yelling. So usually a lot of times I'm love for her.
You're not yelling.
I'm at a 5.
I'd say you're at a 7, but.
Okay, fair enough. It's all about perspective.
I've seen you at above a 10.
You see me at above a 10. All right, that's fair. When I motivate the cheerleaders, you got to yell because they don't hear you otherwise.
True.
You got to give it up there. But my thought was this. I like to use analogies. Coach Camp is not a mimic, some kind of gimmick. It is real. Coach Camp is real. It's who I am. I've been a coach for 30 years. One of the keys to being a coach, I think, a good coach, is being able to understand everybody has talent and everybody has different talents. So where does their talent fit into the team? Okay? To put this into a baseball analogy, you may be a phenomenal pitcher, but a horrible catcher. Why would I put you at catching? That doesn't help the team. You're going to be my pitcher. You may be a great first baseman, but you can't follow a ball in the outfield. We ain't putting you at center field. I need you guys to think about this. You have something to bring to the team. That's why you're here. Use your talents together. The title I gave this was One Town, One Team, One Vision. And that's what I want you to take with you. Understand that your personal accolades and your personal achievements are great, but if it's not done in a way to benefit the team, it was false. It's a false achievement. Too many times in my life, I had a great stacked team of talent. The problem was everybody wanted to be the superstar. And when you have that, you have a team destined to fail. I had a quote that I used to use in my all-star teams, and it was catchy. I can't say it was mine, it was from high school, but it was absolutely on point. Together we stand, divided we fall. Together we play, or we don't play at all. Think about that as a team as you go into this year, as you go into the next 4 years. Remember why you started. Remember why you came here today to be a part of this team. And understand that if you use this moment to hit reset when life gets tough, you go back to the moment why you started the whole process, and understand that each and every one of you have a talent to give to this city. And you do it for the greater good, not for your good. Not to pat yourself on the back ever. Not to feel like you're the reason why you win or lose, but to understand that you have something to give to the whole team to make the team better. I promise you, walls will grow in a way that you've never seen before. I believe in this. I believe in this city. I believe in this mayor. I believe in each and every one of you. And I know I just met you two ladies and the two gentlemen here, but I've known the rest of you, and I've known you and you for most of my life. I know what kind of people we have here. You may ask yourself, well, why are you up here? I'll tell you why, because I think there's value. I'm supposed to be teaching right now at college. Mary Henderson called me. You want to understand what it means to be sacrificial and be able to give something to someone else because you realize there's value? I called my boss and I said, hey, I've been asked to come and kick off the new year with the mayor, and I didn't know who I was going to be here. I said his people, so y'all are his people. And he said, I said, but I got to teach at 9. My boss says, you need to be there. I'll cover your class till you get here. You see, he doesn't know you guys. He doesn't know the city of Walls. He's not from here. But he understands that there's value sometimes in having a person at a certain point in time, at a certain point in life, infuse a thought process that could create something bigger that goes on forever. See, we're all building a legacy. And I don't know if you know this or not, life is so short. Life is so short. Unfortunately, we've seen it on a very intimate level. I'm sure you officers have as well. But that's the point. Stay mindful of why you're here. Stay mindful of what you're doing, and know that there is a greater good that you're going to leave behind. Whenever you leave this earth, the goal is not for people to go back and say, wow, Chief Hancock was an amazing chief. That's great, and they will. What's better is to say, Chief Hancock was an amazing chief, and that's why I want to be a great chief as well. You pass on the legacy by inspiring other people to follow in your footsteps, and hopefully you've done it in a way that you want them to try to be better than you. Because that, my friends, is the purpose of why we are here. I'm Coach Camp. Thank you very much.
Good job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, buddy. So, any questions or anything?